Today, we're going to learn about 10 facts about the Sun.
The Sun is our closest star, and it's the source of all life on Earth. So let's get started. Fact 1. The Sun is a giant ball of hot plasma, made up of mostly hydrogen and helium.
It's so hot that the temperature at its core is about 50 million degrees Fahrenheit.
The Sun is a yellow dwarf star, which means that it's a relatively small star. The Sun is about 109 times the diameter of Earth, but it's only about 1/10 the size of the largest stars in the universe. Fact 2. The Sun's energy is created by nuclear fusion, which is the process of combining two atoms to form a heavier atom. In the Sun, hydrogen atoms are fused together to form helium atoms. The Sun's core is the hottest part of the Sun, and it is where nuclear fusion takes place. The core of the Sun is about 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, the hydrogen atoms in the core are moving so fast that they can overcome the electrical repulsion between their protons and fuse together. Fact 3. The Sun fuses about 500 million metric tons of hydrogen each second. This is enough energy to keep the Sun shining for billions of years.
Fact 4. The Sun is about 93 million miles from Earth.
That's about 100 times the diameter of Earth. The distance between the Sun and Earth is not always constant. The Earth's orbit around the Sun is elliptical, so the distance between the two bodies varies. At its closest point, the Earth is about 91 million miles from the Sun. At its farthest point, the Earth is about 94 million miles from the Sun. This means that the time it takes for light from the Sun to reach Earth can vary by a few seconds. However, the average time is 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Fact 5. The Sun's surface is not smooth. It's covered in huge, turbulent gas bubbles called sunspots. Sunspots can be as big as the Earth, and they can last for weeks. Sunspots are dark spots on the Sun's surface that appear cooler than the surrounding areas. They are caused by strong magnetic fields that inhibit convection, the process by which heat is transferred from the Sun's interior to the surface. They are most common near the Sun's equator, and they tend to appear in pairs with opposite magnetic polarity. Fact 7. The Sun's atmosphere is made up of several layers, including the photosphere, the chromosphere, and the corona.
The photosphere is the visible surface of the Sun.
The chromosphere is the layer below the photosphere, and it's where sunspots are formed. The corona is the outermost layer of the Sun's atmosphere, and it's much hotter than the photosphere. Fact 8. The Sun produces solar flares, which are sudden bursts of energy that can send out powerful radiation. Solar flares are caused by the sudden release of magnetic energy in the Sun's atmosphere. The Sun's atmosphere is made up of a plasma, which is a hot, electrically charged gas. The plasma is constantly moving, which causes the magnetic fields to become tangled and twisted. When the magnetic fields become too tangled, they can snap, releasing a burst of energy. This burst of energy is what causes a solar flare. The energy released in a solar flare can be enormous. It can be millions or even billions of times greater than the energy released by a volcanic eruption on Earth. The energy from a solar flare is released in the form of electromagnetic radiation, including radio waves, microwaves, X-rays, and gamma rays. This radiation can travel through space and reach Earth. Solar flares can disrupt radio communications, damage satellites, and even cause power outages. Fact 9. The Sun's magnetic field is constantly changing. Solar activity follows an 11-year cycle, and the peak of solar activity occurs every 11 years. This can cause solar storms, which are large disturbances in the Sun's magnetic field. Solar storms can also disrupt power grids and communication systems. Fact 10. The Sun will eventually die. In about 5 billion years, the Sun will run out of hydrogen fuel, and it will start to expand. The Sun will become a red giant, and it will eventually engulf Mercury and Venus.
Those are 10 facts about the Sun.
I hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching.